We're just about ready for a game that will prove to be big on the resume once we get to tournament time.
Yeah, they always say the NFL starts after Thanksgiving. Dana Altman always started after Valentine's Day.
Yeah. You're a Chiefs fan. This year you would say that.
It's over now. Well, no, it's not over yet. We got hope.
Jackson Shelstad, he has carried the load, as you would expect. One of the best guards in a guard-heavy league here in the Big Ten. And he's going to give it to Nate Biddle, guarded by Xavier Booker. Sean Stewart gives it up to Devon Pryor. Booker with the block, the cleanup from Biddle, no. And Booker with the board. Here comes Donovan Dent.
Well, Biddle misses that easy bunny right there. You wonder if the injury hurt. Not much lift on that shot.
Now Booker on the other end, and he gets the rebound, but it won't matter. A foul underneath on UCLA.
Against Washington the other night, played zone. They come out now in kind of a 2-2-1, three-quarter court. Are they going to play some zone tonight? And then the other thing is, how do they guard Shelstad? Shelstad, to me, is going to be the guy that has to have a big night also with Biddle.
And Booker tries to go for another block, commits the foul. That's his first and the first team. As Sean Stewart mentioned, getting his third start of the year, the transfer from Ohio State, because Kwame Evans is sick, is back at the team hotel, and that's a big deal. For all the star power on this Oregon team, it's Evans who's been playing the best lately, Matt.
Yeah, he had a terrific game against USC the other night, not in this one, as you mentioned, and we saw the zone there by UCLA, right? What did they do? They got to Biddle right at the post there, high post. Nice pass inside. They were able to get a good look.
Donovan Dent, the transfer from New Mexico, back home in LA where he grew up. His first year as a Bruin, finds an open look for Bilodeau. Bilodeau, who was such a good scorer last year, Matt, his efficiency on offense has gone through the roof because now he's making free throws at a really high rate. Shelstad missed the early part of the season with a broken hand, so he and Biddle have only played, what, 4.5 games together this year. Pryor cut off, 5 on the shot clock. Shelstad, not afraid to fire. Gives it up, Biddle.
Not a bad look from Biddle. Probably, though, a little too far out for him. He needs to be on the line. Shelstad, watch him. When he goes left, he wants to step back.
Sky Clark was lights out from 3 in the win in Seattle on Wednesday night. He gives it up to Booker. We got Biggs that can stretch it here in this game, and Booker hits the 3. His 6th of the year. He's over 45% from beyond the arc this season.
Yeah, with that make now, he's a 50% shooter. So as you said, they can stretch it big time, both teams. And like the guys back in the booth said, UCLA can score. Let's see on this end what they can do. Shelstad got game.
That's a big 3 for him. He has felt such a heavy load from the defensive pressure, particularly without Biddle on the floor. And that 3 gives him 1,000 career points.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing for me, Shelstad right under 30% from 3. Such a better shooter than that. And I think a lot of it is because of the attention he gets.
Daly, after not scoring in Seattle with his first basket, he missed 2 shots last year. Missed 2 last year against Oregon.
I think before the game, Jordan Cornette said, watch out for Eric Daly Jr. Why? He didn't score. And the second reason, this kid hunts shots. I saw the Arizona game, was at the Arizona game with UCLA. He gets after on the offensive end.
Biddle still looking for his first bucket of the day. Shot clock is low again for Shelstad. Biddle got it off, but Daly will track it down. Nearly finished. And then the foul from Oregon. It's Sean Stewart's first to prevent the easy basket.
Yeah, Dent had to go to the other side of the rim. I think worried about Biddle. That's what we're talking about, his size and how it affects right there. Look at Biddle right here. So he's got to look to the other side of the rim, not able to finish. I think it's a shot he normally would make.
Nate Biddle's answered one question today. Could he play? The answer is yes. The other question then, Matt, is how much can he play? We saw Tyler Bilodeau the other day play for UCLA after just a little bit of practice, and he cramped up in that game. Nate Biddle's not practiced in 10 days. He's going to go out, get a rest here. Bilodeau goes out as well.
Yeah, I don't know the exact percentage, guy, but he's not 100%. I wouldn't even say close, maybe 60, 70 right now. But I thought did a great job feeling his way around that first 3.5 minutes.
Ezekiel Demir comes in for Oregon. Takai Simpkins is getting hammered, and Sky Clark takes it away. And Clark gets fouled on the other end. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, what happened the other night at Washington? The UCLA guards were terrific. Not only scoring the ball, but deflections. And we heard Mick Cronin say 17 deflections in that game. There's one by Sky Clark that leads to the attempt on the layup there and gets to the line. So repeating what they did the other night in Seattle.
Well, Mick Cronin ripped his team after their loss to Cal. He said not enough. He said he thought maybe one of the lowest deflection numbers of his time at UCLA. And then they turn around and the 17 deflections from the backcourt,
which is
just incredible.
Right, yeah, just those two guys. And look, we've watched Mick Cronin coach enough. Mick Cronin is one of the masters in college basketball at winning in the margins. Deflections, steals, not turning the ball over, and rebounds. And I think this guy here is a great move by UCLA. This is going to just wear down Shellstad for the rest of this game.
Oh, what a follow from Takai Simpkins. Looking for some offense. It has been a struggle to create a look. But you're saying the pressure on Shellstad full court.
Yeah, I think it's a good move by Mick Cronin. Wear Shellstad down. He's going to have to carry such a huge load for his team scoring-wise today.
Booker with the mismatch inside, goes quickly to score.
Uses that right hand, and I think Booker is still evolving as a player. He's getting better day by day. I think he's a guy that's bloomed a little bit late, and you're going to see him better by the end of the year than you see him in December.
Can Oregon find a clean look on offense? Demir through traffic and with brute force is able to follow it up and score.
Well, how about Demir coming in to really spell Biddle? Not only do you get good play from him, but you get a bucket as well. That's a huge bonus.
Daly feeling.
Yeah, he's ultra aggressive.
Shellstad happy to not bring it up against the UCLA pressure. Now he's got Booker and Clark in front of him. Kabzisti, who has come off the Oregon bench, with it now.
UCLA back in man now.
Demir gets fouled by Booker, and that is the second foul on Xavier Booker as Kabzisti hit the ground.
These games with the injury, and as we talk about him, he's back in the game. They go with 2 big posts on this possession.
Ezekiel Demir's first trip to the free throw line this year. And he misses the first. Nate Biddle back into the game for Oregon. And Demir misses both. Bilodeau the board. You expect to encounter a tough stretch. Oregon did last year as well. Once you get to league play and the travel becomes tough, it's got to be part of the frustration for Oregon, is those were 3 neutral games in Vegas in the Pacific time zone and then a home game.
Yeah, that's, you play those really good games, really good teams. And we see him again, our guy, Daly, just going after it. And what I love about Daly, his length enables him to be a outside, inside, plays at 3 levels.
He makes a couple shots, and now he's your guy. Biddle, too short. And Bilodeau another board. And
I just love his
Bruins run.
I love the aggressiveness. I watch him, and he just hunts for his shots.
Tough finish inside, and a foul underneath on UCLA, clearing out on the rebound.
You You see Daly right here using that screen. If you're going to go under on Daly, he'll shoot it. And, you know, you look at his numbers. He's 44% on the year. There's a couple guys you can go under on. He's not one of them. Tell you another guy you cannot go under, Sky Clark. I think Sky Clark is one of the best shooters, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country. He just flat out can drill it for anywhere. Shooting above 52% on the season. And again, what do we see? That time they try to fight over the top, but not enough fight. They didn't get the hand in his face. He's able to drill it.
He was 6 of 7 against Washington on Wednesday night from 3. Now Wade Lynn is coming into the game, and he turns it over nearly. Biddle's able to pick it up. And in a scramble, here's Desrick Lindsay.
Back to that zone now for UCLA.
Demir turns it over. And Trent Perry, who missed the last game for the Bruins, back in and off the bench with that takeaway. 7 minutes gone by. And UCLA has looked so comfortable on offense, and it's been the opposite for the Ducks.
Yeah, another deflection on defense, and they already have a lot of deflections. Zones enable you to get more deflections because you play with your back to the bucket almost the whole time, and you can gamble a bit.
Here's Lindsay out in front. Daly tracking, and he fouls him. Nearly got the block, and it's the first on Eric Daly.
Deflection here from the Oregon side, and nice pass ahead right there. That was a pretty good block. Didn't see a lot on that one.
Lindsay will step to the line where it's been a struggle this year. 5 of 12 this season, and he makes the first. In the end, it's all love. Will and the Banks fam are back for the final season of Bel Air, streaming now on Peacock. Lindsay gets them both. Oregon hanging around. You know, you mentioned the zone. They broke it out, you said, against Washington the other night. Maybe a little earlier than Mick Cronin had planned to do it this year, but he had been working on it to keep it in his back pocket for conference play.
Yeah, he said he knew going into the Washington game he was going to break it out because they are so fast. I think, you know, looking ahead this year, great offensive board, and Biddle right there to send it back.
And no significant limp for him after getting up and down on that block. He wants it in the middle.
Yeah, that almost pumped him up like a good shooter making a three.
Way Lynn misses everything. And then Jamerson just takes it away.
Jamerson already 2 hustle plays.
Perry creates.
I like Perry a lot. He's a guy that maybe not talked about as much as some of the others.
Brown in rhythm, and the rebound for Trent Perry. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow points to the Bruins, and UCLA will do what?
Yeah.
And you know, early in the season to have a zone where you don't typically play a zone,
right,
working this well is impressive.
Well, we all played it when we were little kids, right? The 2-3, you jump out. It's not an easy defense. The old saying is, oh, you can go back and relax and then just wait till offense, right? But you have to work in a way harder on zone than you do man. The only thing you can do on zone, though, you can protect guys that are in foul trouble, and you can protect maybe a guy with slow foot speed.
Xavier Booker has the 2 fouled for UCLA. He's sitting. Now Sean Stewart just picked up his 2nd foul for UCLA, for Oregon. So he heads out, and now here comes a turnover, and the Ducks are going to get out and run. Shellstad, an open look. They have been rare and hard to find today, but Shellstad cashes that one in.
Yeah, you said that on the break, Guy. They have not had an open look. And what I like about Oregon right now is they are running. Even a little bit shorthanded, they're not afraid to get up and down.
So 2 threes for Jackson Shellstad here in the early going. Bilodeau from deep.
I'm not sure I've seen Bilodeau hit one that deep. He's become an incredibly good 3-point shooter you look at his numbers, he is 35%, but I think he's a better shooter than that. We saw it right there.
And the numbers last year would suggest you're right, Matt. He shot 40% from three last year at 6'9". Shelstad never afraid, and that is off the front rim. You know, he went to the same high school as Peyton Pritchard, West Lynn High School, and one thing he definitely took from Peyton was that the logo is not too far to shoot a three. Not that that one was from the logo, but
yeah, he's played with Peyton a lot. Yeah. Those guys play together. There's the three in the corner. And you see right here, let them run, pass it ahead. The best time to shoot a three is in transition. And on the other side, Biddle, look how far out that was. In fact, Biddle was not on him early in the game. He came out on that one. That's a tough contest.
Trent Perry with the basket. And now some more pressure from the Bruins.
Perry's talented. I'd like to see more of him in this game. He has so much offensive ability.
Donovan Dent has not scored yet in this game. He's got a couple assists. He hasn't really hunted a shot.
Yeah, and I think part of that is Oregon has kept him out of the game. They are doubling, they're blitzing him in that zone every screen and roll.
Biddle gets fouled, and that came with 5 seconds on the shot clock. That foul is on Stephen Jamerson. It's his first. 15th foul for the Bruins.
I think Mick Cronin's strategy is a good one. Dana Altman knows that Shelstad's got to be their guy tonight. Biddle not 100%. Kwame Evans Jr. not even playing. Shelstad's got to have a monster game. Cronin not going to let it happen. At least he's going to try to not let that happen.
Shelstad throws it in to Wei Lin halfway through this first half, and Lin lost it. Who did it hit last? It hit UCLA. It'll be Oregon ball. 16 on the shot clock.
See right here.
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Dent got the hand. They might.
Go look at this.
I think they might look at it. I thought it was tough to tell on that first look, guy.
The previous play is under review.
So you see right there, obviously Dent gets it in.
I mean, the UCLA argument was that Wei Lin throws this out himself. Let's see. I see a Dent.
Yeah.
If I have to make a call right now, I would say that's going to be tough to overturn.
And not only because of that, because it was already called Oregon ball. So I think it's.
You know how it is in these
right.
plays too. The ball went that way,
right?
Probably because
he might have hit it, but you just can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my argument for years has been, I don't think you should have clear and convincing evidence. I think the monitor should just help you make a great decision. Whether you know, whatever side you.
Yeah.
They started from initially, like
Vern Harris, DJ Carstensen, and Rob Kunaman are officials today. It's hard because I think, if you're asked to think, and you tell me what I think Wei Lin probably touched it last for Oregon. But it's like, oh, you touched it last. Yeah, but you hit it out. There's DJ Carstensen taking a close look. This has been the story, though, for UCLA's defense so far as we take another look. It is Oregon, the ball, they are just hounding the ball so far in this first half. Nothing has come easy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough there to change it. You know, did it hit his left hand? I think there's an argument for that as well, but I don't think they'll change it.
The previous play has been changed.
They did change it.
White will
so
their
to your point, guy,
and their
they
challenge.
did what they think happened, and they didn't maybe
30
use that
seconds
like
on the
you have to
shot clock.
have 100% evidence to see it. Which
Exactly halfway through the first half. Donovan Dent coming off the great performance against Washington, total control. You know, Mick Cronin said he wants more leadership. He wants more guidance from Donovan Dent. You called him the director. He's been under control today. He's just been on the money.
he's just a hard cover. I mean, he's the lefty. It's always hard guarding a lefty, but he's athletic. I mentioned how long he was, and he just has everything in his bag he's able to go to. And I mean, this just underscores how good I think UCLA has the potential to be on the offensive end.
Wayland, he's been hearing it from this crowd. Air ball every time he touches it, and he responds and knocks that in. They could really use more shooting alongside Shelstad. Anthony Simpkins, dent 0 for 3 today, but a cleanup from Jamerson, and that foul on Nate Biddle is number 2 on him. 15th foul for the Ducks.
Here's that shot right there, able to put Bilodeau on his back right there. That was a nice move. And you see the hustle there, offensive boards. How big is that?
How big is this, the career of Stephen Jamerson? The fact that this young man is putting together the season that he is for UCLA, transferred in from San Diego. He's from Southern California. He went to Michigan State as a student, hoping to walk onto the basketball team back in 2021, or maybe be, and now here he is playing at UCLA for a local kid. Just incredible.
I may go out on a limb and say that he may be the only player ever to play pickup basketball his freshman year at another school and now play very well for being the top 8 at UCLA. Good for him.
It's just, at any school, it's incredible. At this place.
At this place.
As Biddle draws the foul, and now it looks like that limp got a little stronger after that collision. And Biddle's out there, I said 2, but with 1 personal foul.
Watch the IQ here. He has no lift, so he just goes into the body right there of the defender just to get the foul. He's just playing on heart right now and knowing how to play the game.
The difference is just so significant when he's available, when he's not. Shelstad's going to get a rest. Shelstad, he's used to the heavy load. He averages 36 minutes a game. Biddle gets his first points of the evening at the free throw line. Trying to stay within arm's length of UCLA here in the first half.
And think about it for Shelstad. He's basically out both of his top screen and roll guys, because he usually uses Biddle, who's not 100%, and Kwame, who's not here. I'm telling you. Yeah, again, great call by Jordan to call how aggressive he was going to be. You have 0 points. Doesn't happen very often.
He's got 12 so far in this first half.
That's one of those things no one in the stands probably, but his girlfriend and his buddy and like his family knew.
Biddle with the cleanup, and again it won't go down. Biddle is 0 of 4 from the floor. Now 2 of those are threes, but he's missed a couple at the rim as well.
Just no lift at all.
Dent creates. Daly, pretty move.
Wow, this is becoming the Eric Daly show.
If you do bank it in, how do you defend it?
Nice work, Guy Haberman.
Eric Daly now with 14 points. How do you defend that?
You don't, because the fake was beautiful. They had to run out on him because he had just hit the 3, and then the swim. I mean, the spin and then off the glass.
Oregon needed that.
Big bucket by Simpkins. Yeah, he can shoot it. They need him to look for his shot more. You got Shelstad on the bench, Biddle not there, and are not 100%. They need scoring.
To the point on Evans, who's out. This guy averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds a game. That's what Oregon's missing here. Floater, and he still has not scored, and Jamerson can't corral it. Oregon trying to stay in contact with the Eric Daly show. He didn't score on what?
Yeah, he's one of the greatest. You think about where he came from. Wilbur, Nebraska, and East New Mexico, in Portales, New Mexico. His first job, Marshall. What an incredible X's and O's guy. You know, we were talking about Mick Cronin and zones as the shot clock going down here. Oregon trying to get something going.
Big rebound for Demir. And he works his way to get it up, but Jamerson just holds his ground, but steps out of bounds.
Well, I was saying we talked about Cronin and that comment, hey, communication is the #1, thing on his own. And I'm not sure I've ever said, I heard a coach say communication more than Dana Altman. Communicate in practice and everything else.
14 points for Daly. You see the numbers. He's 5 of 6 so far shooting it. UCLA is at 50%. Shellstad's made a couple of threes, but he misses that. Biddle getting a rest again for Oregon. Again, if you're just joining us, he's played 11 minutes in this first half, dealing with an ankle issue. Wasn't sure if he would play. The question is, how many minutes can he give the Ducks? And right now, if you're Oregon, you want to make it so that it's a decision. Well, Sky Clark lost it out of bounds. Shellstad never touched it. He was hoping it would go out. Simpkins tried to save it, and it becomes UCLA ball again.
Yeah, you wonder if Simpkins could have just let that go. It was on the baseline. Maybe he didn't see that it was off Sky Clark. I think we have a mismatch here on Bilodeau. That's the one you could tell just going there. His size was too much right there for Oregon.
And he cashes in the three. He's got a couple three-pointers now in this first half. UCLA 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. And these Ducks have to play the type of game that'll make Dan Altman even think about how much Nate Biddle has to play. At this rate, Shellstad misses it all. Bilodeau 3 on the other end. That was an out-of-bounds play with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, nice little curl right there off the inbound. And he's just, because of that size, and then it makes him even taller guy because he shoots it so high over his head. It's almost like he's 6'11", 7 feet shooting that shot.
Jamerson just committed his second foul on the illegal screen for UCLA. 7th team foul for the Bruins.
That was cool. We were talking about Bilodeau today and how much he loves the NHL and hockey. And we were just laughing. Not a whole lot. I mean, hey, I grew up playing basketball. I don't know anything about the NHL. I'm not sure many of my friends did either.
He grew up playing hockey. His dad played hockey. But that is a rare find. And I don't know how many guys in the locker room are talking about last night's game with him. Shot clock is low. And Oregon right now is under 30% shooting it from the field.
Yeah, just desperate for offense.
Sky Clark. And Dan Altman needs a timeout.
Bilodeau can spread you out. Daly, we've already seen it. I think the one guy I would like to see shoot a three here in the first half is Dent. They are giving him that shot. 1 for 12 on the year. We know he can shoot it better. He's got to take a few of those to get himself in rhythm.
Biddle back in there. Pryor to Biddle. Biddle again at the rim, can't finish. It was a tough shot, and then Demir can't follow it up.
That was an awesome play by Oregon out of that timeout. Probably the best action they've had all afternoon, and that hurts not to be able to finish it.
Clark weaving.
Wow. I've heard of finger rolls. That's another type of shot. That's like a finger roll hook shot.
And an offensive foul on the illegal screen. His name is Sky. And that's where this one came from. Way up in the clouds, Sky Clark.
It's a good thing Discover makes it easy to be a big...
I still think, we are a long way. We're seeing Sky Clark really shoot it well. We're a long way from seeing Dent, the director, really be as good as he can be. He's not there yet, and he will be. I think he'll get there. We saw it the other night against Washington. I think he's done a great job. Let's put it this way, a great job directing this afternoon, not scoring.
And he's averaging, by the way, 7 assists per game.
Big
so
time.
It's not like he's
That's right.
A 3-second violation on UCLA. For the Bruins, their 4th turnover of this first half.
Pretty cool, actually. Mick Cronin talked about kind of coaching him up and facilitating him feeling better about kind of improving. Said he's just got to do it with effort, you know. And Mick cited, hey, I was at home once in Cincinnati, had to come back and wasn't very good for a while, and I just had to really bust my tail and get through it. Ooh.
DeMere way up top for the dunk.
Yeah, another nice play. Dana Altman's called some great plays out of timeouts, and he's fired up now, telling his guys, let's play some defense.
Dana Altman's been very vocal in his press conferences. He has felt like this team has not received the message yet. They've lost 4 in a row, and in a danger zone here in this first half. Foul against Oregon, and then here's the alley-oop on the other end from Takai Simpkins.
Yeah, set play right there. They had Simpkins really go far out to the left, and the idea was to get it back to DeMere. No help in the middle. Easy dunk to the dunking spot.
Every year it feels like Dana Altman's got a big that you wouldn't want to body up in the paint, and you wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with in the weight room.
That's right.
And that is Ezekiel DeMere.
Now, we've seen Dana Altman in practice, and I'm not sure you want to go toe-to-toe. He's put on the scout jersey at times in practice and runs plays. And crazy intensity.
We'll be back home for a couple of non-conference games. We'll Oregon next, then Gonzaga on the horizon for them. Gonzaga feels like playing everybody because UCLA plays them next.
Well, guy, gotta say it, you know, 2:40 to go here. Can Oregon get it back close to 10 points, you know, right around that double-digit mark, and, you know, have some chance here to really make a good run in the second half?
Long shot, long rebound. And the reset for Shellstad, his 3rd 3 of this first half.
Yeah, there's 3 of them right there, and now I think on the other end there, they're getting some good shots. Some of those may fall. Can they stop UCLA or even make them take a bad shot? That's been the problem on this end.
UCLA at 55% shooting.
Now, this is where I'd like to see. I like to see him take that shot right there. It's a mid-range shot, but that's going to give him more confidence to step back another couple feet and hit that 3.
That's his first field goal of the day, his first points of the day. There are some places where that shot would not be allowed, right?
That's right.
Here comes Dan again. Stone phase to back-to-back possession.
Well, and how about this? Rose talk about a free throw, seeing the ball go in. That was just a 17-footer. Wow, what a finish.
Shellstad, and he gets fouled by Sky Clark.
That was incredible.
And now the point guards are going at it.
Yeah.
Was this 1-on-3?
He is still going as hard as he can on offense. They are not slowing it down, and goes up, goes under. 2 guys right there, hangs and just throws it up. Beautiful skill play and athleticism.
And he can't make the free throw. A very, very good free throw shooter. Just his 4th free throw miss of the year. Here comes Dan.
You know how they have the elevator screen? It was like he went through 2 defenders on the elevator screen.
Hold that elevator. Right through.
I got through.
1 minute to go here in the first half. Dent has made the last 2. Make it 3 in a row? No.
See, that one was contested. He was heavily contested at about 18 feet. That's a tough one.
Biddle has not made a field goal in this first half.
Got a mismatch.
Got a mismatch. Begging for the ball.
I know.
He's got Sky Clark on him.
Had the old mouse in the house, and they couldn't find him. Wow, look at Billiton.
Simpkins, deep 3, and he hits. What a big triple for Oregon.
As he wanted the foul, it looked like Clark had almost given him a high 5 at the end of that shot.
Well, you said get it down to 10. Can they get a stop and a score? UCLA's going to try and hold for the last one.
And we'll probably see some pick and roll right here at the top, or they just go, let Dent go one-on-one. Here's the pick and roll.
Dent on Shellstad. Looking for contact, doesn't get it. Stewart offensive board. Final seconds, Biddle, does he get it off? No, he doesn't. And Nate Biddle playing on that less than 100% ankle. 0 of 5 in this first half. Oregon
perfect from 3 in a game, ever. Because if you're perfect, you got to take another one. You better be launching it, man.
Was that Lute Olson's rule for you?
I don't think that was his rule. It was my rule.
UCLA led by as many as 18 in the first half. Oregon hit a couple shots before the break. They, believe it or not, I don't, momentum's too strong of a word, but they got a little good mojo before the locker room. Nate Biddle has missed the last 2 games playing today on a less than 100% right ankle. The shot clock's at 2. Do the Ducks know it? Simpkins gets fouled by Sky Clark with the shot clock at 1.4. That's Clark's second, and it was a shooting foul. 3 free throws coming for Takai Simpkins.
Yeah, bailed him out right there with that shot clock going down. And, you know, whether it's a foul or not, when you got that down to 1 second, you want to just contest, be really strong on the shot, but don't even give the ref a chance to call a foul there. Here's the look at it right here. Looks like he got him on the wrist.
If you're looking for a way for Oregon to get back into this game, you figure this would be the way to do it, because they've really struggled to get open looks on offense. You know, that first possession was kind of a carbon copy of so many possessions we saw in the first half where the shot clock got down to the final seconds because of UCLA's defense.
Yeah, and the opposite, that great highlight package we had from our producer, Andrew Leaf, showed UCLA guy getting all open looks. They were wide open on those.
Eric Daly, 14 first half points for UCLA. Sky Clark had 10, and he had 2 and 3 over the biggest man on the floor.
Yeah, Biddle just not able to get out, and I'm not sure if he was healthy, would it matter, because Clark is on a heater.
3 of 3 today. That means he's 9 of 10 in his last, call it 3 and change half. Just going back to Wednesday night. Devon Pryor can't answer. UCLA is shooting 57%. They're 7 of 9 from beyond the arc.
Put it up. I'm Clark. I'm hunting again.
No Kwame Evans for Oregon, who's been their best player lately. Sick. He's back at the hotel. Xavier Booker did not play a lot in the first half for UCLA. He's guarding Biddle right now because of foul trouble. He brings his length back on the floor to start this second half. Biddle inside. Biddle again cannot finish at the rim, contested as it was. He lets out a loud yell. He is 0 of 7 from the floor.
That was almost a carbon copy of his first shot in the game. And you can just tell, it looked like he jumped off of his opposite foot there to try to get some lift at the rim, not able to connect.
He was injured 11 days ago in the first half against San Diego State, a game in Vegas. He has not practiced since. He did not practice leading up to this UCLA game. Played up over 15 minutes now in this one.
Well, despite the not lift, you expect him to make that anyway.
Shellstad fouled by Jamerson. That's number 3 on him.
Yeah.
Missed his last free throw attempt. It was just his 4th miss of the year from the stripe. He makes that.
How about Jamerson right now? The other night against Washington, he gets that amazing rebound. In fact, Mick Cronin called it the best rebound of the season for the Bruins, and he got called for a foul. So a couple tough calls for Jamerson, but you know, you got to love the way he's playing. He's going to just get more and more minutes because of his hustle plays.
Well, Booker, who was going to sit down, comes back onto the floor for Jamerson. 11-point game. Bilodeau, extra pass. Sky Clark.
Okay. Finally missed one, and that was probably the easiest look he had.
Biddle wants it inside. Pryor turns down a tough shot. UCLA still looking for a complete performance And Oregon forcing them to finish. Simpkins hits the three. And the Ducks will not go away easily.
And did you see what Oregon did on that play? They brought that screen and roll really high, almost between the three. A lot of action there at the rim, but Oregon brought it so high right there, they gave Shellstad the ability to move a little bit. Here it is. It's way up top. You can see Biddle right there. That leaves Biddle open, and then that leaves the room for the pass on the other side.
What a pass behind the back on the bounce from the low block. The foul was on Devon Pryor for Oregon. It prevented Eric Daly from being able to score at the rim. Pryor's first. This is Daly's second trip to the line. And he's perfect there tonight. He's got 16. Oregon has found a little energy here early in this second half. Simpkins has 14 points for the Ducks. Shellstad's got 13. Shellstad creates. It doesn't go down, but he draws the foul on Daly. Biddle can't believe. He can't believe that these won't go down.
Well, you just pointed out the behind the back by Shellstad. How about this pocket pass right there to Biddle? Gets a perfect look, and Biddle's got to knock that down.
Second foul for Eric Daly. And now Biddle misses the free throw.
And I think the combination of missing the shots, no lift on the legs, just not there for him right now.
You got to figure fitness as well. He's up in 16 minutes now.
Good point. Missed the first one short.
He's going to get a breather. Ege Demir comes into the game.
And Dana Altman asked him how he was doing. How soon can I get you back in?
We'll see. Right now he goes out about 3 minutes in to the second half. Donovan Dent draws the foul on Demir.
Well, and that was a tough call on Demir right there. Felt like he was in good position.
Donovan Dent didn't really look for a shot early in this game, but hit a couple of baskets on successive possessions in the first half for UCLA to go with his 3 assists, makes the first free throw. Sunday night, the pressure is on. C.J. Stroud and the Texans face Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Let's go, baby.
Which team will rise to the occasion? It's Sunday, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Matt Muehlbach, who grew up in Northern California, played basketball at Arizona, is a diehard Chiefs fan.
Hey, my first couple years of my life, I was in KC. Chiefs, George Brett, and I had it all. I had it all. Had it all.
It is in the blood. A foul on Scott Clark. That's his second. Trying to get through that screen. 14th foul on the Bruins. In white.
Oh, that was on Oregon right there. He stuck out his right leg.
Big call, 10-point game. Can Sean Stewart capitalize? Yes, Stewart getting the start today in place of the ill Kwame Evans.
And how cool was that spin by Stewart? You see spins a lot like that, but not that quick.
Dent creates. Booker, that was bothered. Stewart with the block. Good sequence for him. Shellstad hits a three.
I think Shellstad, the more I watch him, he's a better shooter off the dribble than he is catch and shoot.
It is a 5.
He can come back. It's not easy to move, but at least it enables you to play again.
And it comes at a time where Oregon has momentum, man. This was once an 18-point game. They trailed by 13 at the half. And they've done it a little bit with Nate Biddle resting the last minute and a half. A 5-point game and a foul underneath on Oregon's Ege Demir, his second. So Bilodeau Over on the trainer's table, what can UCLA do here? They just have not had a 5-second call and a turnover for Donovan Dent. Wow.
Well, and now you can just feel the energy being sucked out of Pauley Pavilion right now. Just Oregon has all the momentum. UCLA needs to somehow find that back again.
Jackson Shellstad, 16 points. He just hit the three-pointer, his 4th of the game. That cut it down to 5. That was just before the timeout. Simpkins has had a good game as well. He gives it up. Here's Lindsay. Simpkins blocked by Dent, and that is a great defensive possession from the Bruins.
Yeah, and that's a risky block right there because you go to foul, to contest that far out, you can easily get called for the foul right there. He just did such a great job timing it on the three-pointer.
Wow. The first true road game of the year for Oregon. The Ducks have lost 4 straight, including to start the week at home to USC. Trent Perry gets fouled by Jackson Shellstad. It's the first on Shellstad and the 4th team foul for Oregon.
Well, the first half, I don't think Oregon thought they could win this game. In fact, it looked like they believed they were going to get blown out. That little stretch with about 2 minutes to go to bring it to 13, as you said, it was momentum for them. They came out. They've been so much different mentally.
Booker hits for the 3 tonight. Xavier Booker at 6'11", and now the math, he's over 50% from 3 this year.
I know.
And Shellstad needs a timeout. He was left. Jackson Shellstad abandoned in the backcourt at Iowa State, and then Nebraska, Illinois as well next Saturday here on Peacock.
Yeah, look out Marquette. I still think Braden Smith, the best point guard in the country. He is sensational.
Sorry, Matt. Tyler Bilodeau back in for UCLA after getting that left ankle wrap. Nate Biddle back in after a 2.5-minute game time rest for Oregon. Biddle tries the 3 and comes up short. Offensive possession extra, and well done there by Lindsay. By the way, Purdue will come here this year, as will Illinois. Both teams made the Pacific Northwest trip last season. Nebraska, you saw it, part of that Saturday doubleheader next week. They will be here as well. Being the 3rd foul on Xavier Booker. That is a big deal for UCLA. He's been limited by foul trouble.
The best thing they do well, guys, they offensive rebound. And part of the reason they do is they miss some shots, right? But they get after it. They've gotten a couple here in the second half that have been big.
Biddle playing on that right ankle that's kept him out for a week and a half. Has not made a field goal, 0 of 7. You see, though, the UCLA foul trouble could help keep Oregon in this game. Booker still out there with his 3 fouls. Daly, who had 14 in the first half, can't hit. Here comes Shellstad.
I think right now UCLA's got to get back to Donovan Dent, the director. He's got to get the ball in his hands, start making things happen for himself or others with that screen and roll, even though Oregon is running that matchup zone they love.
Shellstad getting chased all over the floor. Lindsay backing in on Perry, and he scores.
And Oregon is getting production from guys we didn't talk about at the opener, even thought about, right? Getting some great bench production right now.
Second time Oregon has cut it to 5, and Donovan Dent goes to work.
Yeah, that's my point. He's got to start taking over on the offensive end and creating things, and as they say, getting downhill.
3rd foul on Demir.
Uses that screen and roll at the top. Look at him go through, what, at least three players. And that was, he had decided, I think, from the top, he was getting to the rim on that play. Beautiful finish over size.
The next time Donovan Dent's expression changes will be the first time today. So much pressure, you would imagine, right? He had such a great career in New Mexico playing for Richard Pitino. Comes back home. He's from Riverside, went to Corona Centennial High School, powerhouse in Daly turning the miss into 2 points.
Oregon to
Season
sleep.
high 18 for him.
Oregon to sleep on that foul box out. Free throw box out.
Kobzitsi off the bench at three. A big one for him.
You notice how better the ball is moving from the Duck side now. They are moving the ball, playing with much more pace.
Ball moving around for UCLA. Sky Clark back into the game. So two Bruins on the floor have 3 fouls. Clark and Booker. Clark. Shot clock low. He heaves. Loose ball. Simpkins comes out with it. Here comes Shelstad. Shelstad all the way to the rack. 18 for Jackson Shelstad.
Well, and the interesting part, we've seen him with the 3. How many times now have we seen him with crazy layups at the rim? You just see the talent coming out. All that practice with Peyton Pritchard getting to the rim. Pritchard was very good at the rim.
And he was clutch. And Shelstad's been clutch in his career. Dent aggressively draws the foul on Oregon. It's on to Kai Simpkins. But his presence is more than just how many shots he makes.
I was just going to say that. Just his presence, being on the court, you have to think about him. You have to take him into account. What they call just the gravity of where he is and his size has helped this team immensely.
Here's so much about, gravity. I felt like it came as a basketball word for Steph Curry on offense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're talking about it on both sides of the floor. Defensively with Biddle. It's opened things up maybe for Shelstad, though, who's got 18.
And as I said earlier, they did a good job setting higher screen and rolls. They gave Shelstad a little bit more room to operate. And then the other end, they've just been better defensively.
Shelstad takes a deep one, and Stewart is able to save it. It hit Clark, and Shelstad's able to track it down.
Well, he knew someone was going to be deep, right? Probably Shelstad. Good play.
Tough pass over to Lindsay. Going at Bilodeau, who's got that rolled right ankle, can't finish. Good defense. Booker with the 3 fouls, pulls the rebound.
Yeah, tried the one-hand finish. Booker too quick at the rim.
Daly bumped. Daly lost it. And Sean Stewart comes out with it. Shelstad's been so efficient today. Here's Biddle looking for his first field goal. He's 0 of 8 from the floor now. And Bilodeau the board. 6 rebounds for Bilodeau to go with his 7 points. Passes up the 3 to create for Dent. And he can't convert. Dent now 1 of 13 from beyond the arc this year.
Yeah, good shot, though. You got to take that. He can make that shot.
He was a 42% three-point shooter last year. So this is very uncharacteristic so far this season for Dent.
Yeah, I liked his reaction after he missed. Did not get frustrated at all.
Biddle undaunted, but again can't finish. And there is Lindsay to clean it up and 1. Good job by the officials. DJ Carsonson to get in there. Lindsay completes the 3-point play. Well, Oregon has been closing this gap. They haven't been able to pull even. Trailed by 18 in the first half. And UCLA turns it over for the 7th time. You said it earlier, Matt, you're right. The air is out of this building after what was a first half that was nothing but things to cheer about.
Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of threes. Felt like if you're a UCLA fan, it was just going to be a runaway. I remember years ago, Guy, I would say during games sometimes, this team's got to be careful. They're letting the game get away. Games are never away these days.
Shelstad just threw that right to Clark. Bilodeau.
Yeah, good call.
Bilodeau with a basket interference, and so it'll be Oregon basketball.
Well, I like this move by UCLA to pick up full court right here.
Look at this steal.
Yeah. That almost looked like he didn't even move his arm. That's a deflection, but it was a fortuitous deflection.
And then Bilodeau gets the ball above the cylinder.
Another one by Sky.
Wow. And he can't convert it. UCLA is missing opportunities. Lindsey gets doubled.
Yeah,
and Howard, and he gets turned over. Wow.
Well, UCLA has ratcheted up their defense. You can feel it. You can see the energy. Oregon not able to handle it there. You see the double. He tried to back out of it, tried to get it to Shellstad, too late.
It's so rare to see anybody but Jackson Shellstad bring that ball across for Oregon.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
9th turnover now for the Ducks.
Historically, Oregon has run, you know, that kind of press, so usually they're pretty good against it.
Bilodeau, no. Ball is loose off of UCLA. And Mick Cronin used a challenge on an out-of-bounds play in the first half, so he retained the challenge to use here in the second half. Oregon has not used its challenge in this game.
You know, Guy, this feels similar to that Washington game the other night if you're UCLA, giving up the big lead.
That was a game that also featured Bilodeau going out. Right. He was cramping in that game. Shellstad can't hit. And a whistle, and it's on Bilodeau. It's a foul against UCLA, and it's Oregon's ball. Second on Bilodeau.
You see here going for the box out. I mean, that just looked like 3 guys going for the ball there. I don't see anything. Didn't see it.
That's now 3 fouls on Tyler Bilodeau. So foul trouble for UCLA. And 1-and-1 free throw opportunity here for Sean Stewart. He's about a 50% free throw shooter. And Demir hit that last. Oregon has not led since it was 5-3. And they just cannot pull even with UCLA. And UCLA can't get away.
Yeah, that's the other part. Well, you do wonder when teams come back from such a big deficit. Can they hang on? Can they stay there?
Good board from Booker. Then traffic. Bilodeau. Booker, yeah.
Pretty nice patience right there from Booker because there was so much traffic and now the crowd's up at Pollard. See how Shellstad just floats out there. He sometimes doesn't even run. He's floating around. He's so good with the ball.
Stewart attacks on Booker. No, but Stewart got it back.
Offensive rebounds.
Resets.
Offensive rebounds have been a big deal here.
Stewart's made some big plays today. Shellstad gets it back. Man in the air. That's a long 2, and he hits it. Jackson Shellstad's got 20.
That was one of the best pump fakes, and when I say pump fake, it was his shoulder or his head. He barely moved the ball. It was just the slightest movement to get the defender in the air.
Under 7.5 to go here in regulation. Good steal from Bilodeau. Gets the bucket and the foul. Tyler Bilodeau up off the trainer's table. And he gets the energy back into this building. Jackson Shellstad trying to single-handedly bring Oregon all the way back. 20 points to lead all scorers. But Tyler Bilodeau will be at the line with a chance to get into double figures when we return.
I absolutely love him in Phoenix.
It is incredible the career he's had. And it was Peyton Pritchard you saw in that play you're talking about 8 years ago. He hits the game winner. UCLA was undefeated #2 in the country at the time. Matthew Knight Arena was rocking, and it was Peyton Pritchard that set it up.
Was Ball was not that. Was Ball in that game?
I think he was.
I think he was. Yeah. Maybe his freshman year, right?
Here's a breakout for Donovan Dent. And he lays it in.
Well, that's a mistake right there from Oregon. You've got to have better balance defensively when the shot goes up. Dent, an easy one.
11 points now for Donovan Dent.
And it feels feels like UCLA is righting the ship just a little bit here. Can Oregon respond?
Stewart, Jamerson in there, and he comes into the game and draws, or immediately commits his 4th foul.
Well, here's that breakout, and you've got to have balance. Somebody's got to see that shot go up and get coverage on hit. And this is really where Oregon's staying in the game, guys. Just hustle in the lane, hustle at the rim, getting to the line, second chance opportunities.
Stewart makes the first free throw. Still to come tonight. Ole Miss will take on St. John's here on Peacock, and then Florida State against Houston. A couple of top 25 teams coming up on Peacock. And speaking of St. John's, I know you were. A foul is called on that rebound on Oregon. But Rick Pitino, it's hard to find a better topic.
Rick Pitino, one of the all-time greatest college basketball coaches, I mean ever. Like, I'd put him right now in the last 25, 30 years, maybe one. Like, that's as high as I mean, I have so much respect for his game.
Booker misses the front end of the 1-and-1, but UCLA gets the rebound. Donovan Dent with the floater. Booker, no. Batted around, and Oregon comes out with it. Jackson Shellstad, full speed ahead. And throws an interception. Bilodeau. Tough shot, and he throws it.
Yeah, nice look right there by Sky Clark. He just really led Bilodeau, and then playing off 2 feet by Bilodeau, able to finish on the other side.
Now Oregon has cut it down to 3 points.
There's almost nothing like it to see. And I remember when I was playing, John Wooden would be here, and he would stand there. I remember looking over in warm-ups, seeing him next to Lute Olson. That's a snapshot I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Incredible. It's a historic building, of course. It's 60 years old, or 60 seasons of basketball this year here at Pauley Pavilion, not counting the 1 year that UCLA played at the LA Sports Arena about 14 years ago when they remodeled this place. And 11 championship banners hang from the rafters.
And the coolest part of that, they don't hang anything else.
Right.
I mean, I've seen teams hang made the tournament, you know, which is fine. That's a great point. This team, no, not at UCLA.
All or nothing. 5 on the shot clock for Oregon. So a heave, Simpkins, and a whistle underneath. There were 2 seconds on the shot clock after that miss. And the foul was committed by Jamar Brown, battling with Alexander Kobzisti. And so Kobzisti is going to go to the free throw line, and he's going to get at least 1 free throw to try and make it 2. And pardon me, that's team foul 10, so it's 2 free throws. Oh, it is 1-and-1. Okay. Kobzisti earns the second. That's the 9th team foul. And now the second of the 1-and-1 coming. So big free throw there for Kobzisti. You had an air ball early.
And he's been big after, right?
That's right.
He hit that 3.
Both free throws.
Hit some free throws. He's really helped them out.
Those are his first free throws of the season. And they were crunch time free throws. So 7-point game. Oregon twice cut it to 3. Trailed by 13 at the break, 18 in the first half. As we tick towards 5 minutes in regulation. Booker in and out. And Daly the offensive rebound. Dan Altman can't believe it over on his sideline. Here's Dent.
Looks like Oregon in a straight man here. Not always use this defense.
Tough shot. And Lindsey comes away with it. Sky Clark had 10 in the first half. Has 3 here in the second.
Clark just got his ankle a tiny bit twisted.
That was blocked by Booker. And Bilodeau tracks it down. And the way that Shellstad's playing, you hate to see a possession without him touching it for Oregon on offense.
Yeah, I was surprised. He went over to the corner, maybe to get a rest. I thought he'd come back and get it later in the shot clock.
Here's Dent, passes up the three. For the paint floater and Biddle the board.
And that's a shot he normally hits every time.
Simpkins was trying to pass it to Shellstad and didn't catch it first. Dane Altman looks like he could run through a brick wall over on that Oregon bench. He's just pacing up and down. If we had a timer on how much time either coach has spent sitting today, I don't know if we would have started it yet.
That's a shot Booker can hit. Well, Oregon was playing off Booker so much that once he passed it, all he had to do was run down the lane and he was wide open. That's why he was able to do it.
Shellstad has 20 points in this game. He's made 4 3-pointers for the Ducks. Biddle has yet to make a field goal, and he's short again. And everything has been short for him today.
Yep.
He is 0 of 11 from the field. Oregon's won for its last 8, and they've been turning it over too, Matt. 3 minutes to go.
Well, and I wonder, Guy, part of what we just talked about, you make that big comeback, and again, it takes a lot out of you. Can you sustain it? They have not been able to do so.
Bilodeau is fouled by Kobzitsky. 19th foul for Oregon. Xavier Booker. Oregon's lost 4 straight. UCLA, it's conference home opener. Bilodeau, the front end of a 1-1. Oregon cut it to 3 with 7.5 to go after trailing by 13 at halftime. And UCLA seems to have found its footing a little bit. And Bilodeau partly leading the way. He's got 14 points and 8 rebounds.
And I think if UCLA can hold on, Guy, to this game, this is sort of a big moment for them. You know, they let Oregon back in, but they've shown in some other games this year not being able to close very well. This would be a good close for them if they can do it.
There's Sean Stewart. Tough shot. Rebound for Lindsey blocked. Demir follow, yes.
How about
Oregon hanging around?
That offensive board again, and Demir makes a shot there. I don't think he even jumped. I think he just caught it and shot it about 3-4 feet away.
That's the old Adai Mara.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
The former Bruin now in Michigan, who can reach up and touch the rim without jumping, without leaving his feet. Under 2 minutes. Daly had a huge first half, 14. He's got 18 for the game. Shot clock is at 3. Clark sees it. And Jamerson with the rebound. And you know UCLA now is going to bleed some clock. That could be it.
Another hustle point for Jamerson there. Again, winning in the margins.
Dent gives it up. Daly, no. Clark to clean up. And more air to take out of the ball for the Bruins.
And I think UCLA just wore down Oregon right there. When you combine the comeback not having full strength, they look exhausted.
Clark hit the side of the backboard, so no reset. Daly's got to put it up. Clark's got to put it up. And another offensive rebound for UCLA, but Daly loses it. Under a minute.
UCLA right here, watch. They do such a great job not allowing threes at the end of the game when you're up 8 or 10. They made Shellstad right there get inside the three-point line and then took it away.
It's a good time to be playing well for the Bruins. They will play Gonzaga coming up next. Up in Seattle, a neutral, semi-home if you're Gonzaga up at Climate Pledge Arena.
I think that's going to be fascinating game right there.
Well, which Gonzaga? The one that lost by 40 to Michigan, or the one that just beat Kentucky by 20 plus.
And which UCLA, right?
Yeah.
Which because we've seen UCLA. I actually thought UCLA outplayed Arizona for 34 minutes.
By the way, Oregon just used its challenge here. They have the one timeout, which you need to have a timeout to use the challenge. You get one per game. If you win it, you get a second. So Dana Altman is challenging this call off of Oregon. So did it go off a...
It was Michigan, Purdue coming in 1-2, but I mean, this is just an absolutely deep league.
Here's what's being reviewed. Again, the call was out on Oregon.
They're looking at it a long time, which tells me that maybe they're going to reverse it.
The call on the floor is being reversed. It will be Oregon ball underneath the basket. They keep their timeout and their challenge.
A successful challenge from Dana Altman, so he's got one left, as does Mick Cronin.
On reviews, to me, they're much easier to watch it live.
Yeah, you're right. So, final desperate moments here for Oregon. They get it in quickly, and it needs to be quick. And Demir can't score it. Who'd it go out of?
Another challenge?
It is Oregon ball. Now, Bilodeau is signaling to his bench, let's challenge.
There they go.
Back to the monitor. Let's see. This is called out on UCLA, and it definitely is Shellstad. Yep. So this should be, unless we see something in another replay.
I appreciate Shellstad trying to sell it, though.
Previous out-of-bounds call is being challenged by UCLA.
So this is where UCLA used their challenge in the first half, but because they won that challenge, Mick Cronin gets a second. He will not get another after this. This is his last challenge either way.
Yeah, right off the right leg. Look at Shellstad. I love it. I had this.
There was something about you basketball players, Matt.
The call is
like you don't
overturned.
feel
It will be UCLA
That's
ball.
right.
30 seconds on the shot clock.
When my daughter was a little kid, I remember her saying, "Don't you have to be honest with the referee?" And I said, "Well, there's certain times in life you can kind of go the other way. That's right.
For your team.
For your team. You do it for the team."
That call was quickly reversed, and so it is UCLA ball, but no more challenges for the Bruins. And it will be an interesting part of the year, right, Matt? How do coaches manage those throughout a game?
And do they have the technology in the back to see what's happening on the video like the NBA teams do?
You have to challenge so quickly.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know. We'll see.
Luke Johnson's come into the game for Oregon. The Ducks will certainly hope that Kwame Evans can get healthy. They got a week now before their next game, so you would think that's the case. Rest much needed for Bill as well. As Jamerson comes back in for UCLA. This is the 139th meeting between these two. UCLA historically has dominated the series, and they're going to go down to 7 of 9 that the Bruins will have won head-to-head with Oregon. And it comes at a time when Oregon has been a tournament team in that stretch. Yeah. Elevation and an air ball from Lindsay. Well, what do you think Mick Cronin says after this one?
Well, he said it the last time. If you can win and teach, it's an amazing thing. And I think there's some things he can teach in this second half. And, you know, we've seen it with UCLA. A little bit of maybe dropping their guard, right? Losing a little bit of focus. How do you play 37, 38, 40-minute game all the way through? But I think a ton of good things from this UCLA team.
The Bruins are they fell out of the top 25, but they are headed back to it, you would think. They're going to have a very good chance at it. Not a total wire-to-wire win, but just about. They led most of this game. Oregon led 5-3. UCLA took it the rest of the way. Oregon's now lost 5 straight, and UCLA gets to 2-0 in conference play.
Yeah, you're not happy if you're Oregon, you lost the game. But second half, I really like some of the things they did.